Welcome back, guys. So we got the top transfers event, and we got the icons SBCs as well. When the SBCs came out, it looked a bit difficult, and the prices all had gone up. And of course, there's a prime icon that we can get. I mean, this is free to play prime icon. Of course, it doesn't mean like everyone can just get it right away. Obviously, no. Someone like Zidane, I would say, if you remember that prime icon Zidane at the start of this season, we had to work towards him for 2 months or 3 months. Some even took more time to get that card, and this looks similar to me. Of course, there it was time that we had to spend a lot. Here we had to spend a lot of coins as well. But if we get events like top transfers, then it is definitely possible. The current event, the top transfers event, it is giving a lot of elites, including the high rated ones, and they are pretty cheap as well. So using that, I'm going to do these SBCs. I have already sold all these because otherwise, if I try to solve them on video, then it would take like too much time. I don't want the video to be like too long as well, but I will tell you the solution. This one, this one is for 150 skill boost and some icon points and all that. First SBC, the chemistry champion one. This one, guys, any SBC, look at what's a difficult one to get. 70-60 an overall team or 11 players. That's not at all difficult. But you need as minimum 65 chemistry, and to get that, gold players don't get any chemistry between them. So only and only elites get chemistry between them. And to getting like 65 chemistry, it cannot be possible by two cards. So you need minimum three elites, and you need three elites, preferably from the same league or same nation or same program, so that three can give you this needed chemistry. And recently the event going on, the Bundesliga rivals event, is perfect for that. All these three cards are from the Bundesliga 2, and they are all pretty cheap as well. Some you can snipe at 90k, some you can snipe at say 100-120k, but they're all pretty cheap. And the rest 74 rated players and all, I bought all of them like say under 2k, so they're like pretty cheap. And getting those three players that allowed me to, I mean, look at that chemistry. That's just super easy. That is super easy to just I mean, I would definitely suggest these players. I mean, doesn't have to be these exactly players, but the Bundesliga 2 players from the Bundesliga rivals event, they're pretty cheap and effective as well. So we submit those. Like I said, if I was to find players in the market and fill all these positions on video, then even this first one would take 5 minutes at least. I did not want to waste that much time because, of course, time is precious. Even though most people are in quarantine, the boost distribution, as always, is not great. So it's like we get weekly SBCs and we get monthly choice of icons, which we will go to after completing these. And this is the chemistry champion challenge. Again, here, guys, please take care of this one. It says 8 minimum players, then just don't give them 11. I see a lot of players. I mean, even that challenge where you need 5 players or 8 players you have to throw in, and some people just use 11 players. That's just a huge wastage of resources. So please don't do that one. Again, here what I used is that Bundesliga rivals players, they're like very cheap and effective. And the others I use the current team of the week ones. For some reason, Must be a bug, I suppose. They're not counting as a normal team of the week, so their price is like very, very cheap. I would definitely suggest you guys is to stock a few of these cards for the SBCs in coming weeks because 79 rated cards that are like 20k, that's really, really amazing. And add that with these Bundesliga rivals players that again cheap elites we can find that give the perfect chemistry. And here we go. I mean, you can even throw in just three elites and get this one, but uh, like I showed in the last one, I would have done with three elites, but then with just three, I will have to again train some more those gold players and all that. I decided, why do that? But of course, it is possible with three. So next SBZ is called the Bundesliga. First was a chemistry champion. This one is Bundesliga Bash, which means we need players from the Bundesliga, obviously. Again, here you need a couple of 78 minimum overall, two Bundesliga players, two Bundesliga 2 players, and two 3 Liga players must be the Bundesliga third level. And that 3 Liga players, they are difficult to get. These 66 rated ones I got, they were like the cheapest ones available. And then I threw in a couple of high rated Bundesliga cards. But even though they are high rated, I mean, the reason why I use this 88 and 86, I sniped them. And I sniped them like pretty cheap. Compared to the cost of training these silvers or the golds, I calculated the cost and I found just sniping these high rated elites to be the easier way. That 75 rated striker from the global team of the week is also from the Bundesliga 2, and I threw in Oscan as well. That's one I found cheap. Like I said, I just what I do with these SBCs is that I find the requirements and then I just go to the market and I snipe and I use the players that I can find cheapest. Just because you need a 79 rated card, just don't use any 79 card in your rated card in your inventory, because that card may be worth say 80k and this one would be worth 20k. So instead of that one, you can get four of these, you can sell that one and use this one, because squad building challenges, it is not really a challenge as it is. The challenge in squad building challenges is to do it efficiently, do it in the cheapest possible way. And that's really the fun part in it as well, finding the solution. Okay, we get another one done. The first, it's our third one, I think, yes. And last time around, we got some nice holding boost. Again, this one, some nice holding and second striker. Those are the skill boosts that I actually use. So I'm always happy when I get those. I lost network in between, so sorry about that. But yeah, now we are going to do the next one, the Bundesliga Bash Challenge, the bigger one. Again, pretty straightforward and pretty easy in my opinion. You need a couple of Bundesliga players, a couple of Bundesliga 2 players, and a couple of 3 Liga players. Of course, the 3 Liga ones are the 74 rated ones. I mean, they were not 74. I trained them up to 74 because it's extremely difficult to get players from the lower leagues. And thankfully, even the same one would have been much more difficult earlier. But thanks to Bundesliga rivals events giving Bundesliga 2 players, this one became much easier. And then Brooks and that left wing player, those are the ones I could find the cheapest among high rated Bundesliga players. And Bowen and Hayes, those two are the cheapest players, cheapest elite, cheapest 86 plus I could find in the market. I just look at the requirements and then I just go to the market and I see I need 86 plus or an 88 plus. I just go to the market and I snipe whichever one's available. Fairly easy. Of course, the investing in those St. Patrick's Day cards and all were very helpful. I mean, not really of an investment, but yeah, keeping them in the bench. A 40-second striker boost and 20 holding boost. That's really nice. Those are the boosts that I really need. Second striker holding, counter, defending as well. I think in future, if I'm staying with four at the back, this could be a bit of a tricky one because here you see 78 overall requirement, but there's a chemistry requirement as well, and it's impossible to do a chemistry requirement challenge with gold cards. So the only way was to use a couple of elites, and since the elites are too costly, I decided to just go and buy a couple of those gold cards, high rated gold cards, and train them up. And thanks to the current event going on, Bundesliga rivals and all, I could find those two Dortmund golds pretty cheap and threw them in. That's fairly easy. And then that 74 rated right midfielder is the cheapest 74 rated player I could find. So I just threw him in there and fairly easy. And guys, I would just, like I said before, these are worth doing just for the SBs. Skill boosts and the icons are like a free bonus, at least in my opinion. Because even if these SBCs were just for the skill boost and there was no, say there was none of those, what do we say, none of those icon points involved, I would have still done this one. Again, guys, you need only 5 players. I saw on Twitter somewhere saying that they used all 11 players in this one. That would be a huge waste of 6 players averaging 88 overall. So guys, please don't make such mistakes. This one is fairly easy again. Throwing them in there would give better chemistry because they're all 3 of those players are kind of interlinked. Again, not needed of any of that, but using those 3 players from the same event easily solves the challenge and makes it very easy as well. 20-second striker boost and 20 long passing, no holding, but yeah, I guess it's all right. I'm just hoping that maybe the future icons, maybe the icons from the next month, we have already given feedback to the EA community manager and all, and hopefully they would listen. The team of the week ones are pretty straightforward. Nothing much to explain in that one. I'm hoping that EA would listen to the feedback and maybe make. I mean, I'm not asking for anything huge, but the icons, the current batch of icons, they are just meant to be dumped in that NESTA Prime Icon NESTA SBC. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but say you're a fan of an icon and you want to use him, then make the card usable. That's what I would suggest. I hope the icons be better. Again, this one 11 team of the week cards. I just threw in a couple of those 3 elites to make it easier, and then used rest of the gold cards as well. That 80 rated George Molina, I had, I mean, he's a 79. I trained him up to 80 for a star pass challenge some days back. Then Pepe and Kolarov were the only team of the week, 85 plus. I could find below 200k, so I just bought them. No big logic involved in those simple stuff. Just buy whatever is that available that's cheapest. Okay, again 20 holding, 20 counter, so not bad, I guess. Of course, I would love it if it's all just if I get only the SBs I use, but unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. You guys know as well. This one, the Domino's League players are a pain, guys. Of course, I bought this couple of 69 rated ones, and thankfully the requirements is only 76 overall, so I did not bother training them up. Just using whatever other cheaper players I found, and just going to put that right back in here from the team of the week, because again he's 20k and that center back is close to 40 or 50k, so this one is definitely much cheaper solution. Of course, I'm not a big fan of this multiple currency thing, which kind of complicates everything. Again, I'm not saying that, I mean, we are not in control, so we can only do what we can do. This one, again, the Domino's League players were a pain, guys. I had to get those. I had to train up those cards, couple of cards to 75, because there was no other go. And though 87 and 85 rated guys, Cornet and Guy, they were the ones I could find, the 85 plus ones I could find below 200k, so I used them. Then I needed a couple another high rated elites, and I just went to the market and used, I sniped a couple of them and used. And as long as this current event or the top transfers event is going on, you have a chance of getting this. Wow, 80 dribbling boost. I wish I was using that one. But yeah, 20-second striker is not bad. But yeah, we would always love to have a boost that we use. And guys, we have finished all the SBCs for this week. Okay, like I said, guys, we need to unlock the icon by using both the currencies, which is something crazy. I can get that Hernandez. Not now. I will definitely get him later on. I'm planning to get the Hernandez and maybe Costa or Klose, because higher rated icons are just too costly, too difficult for me to get. I'll just get the lower rated ones and then train them up and dump them in the prime icon NESTA SBC. I'm not saying it's the best way to get an icon. I still hope maybe they give another icon like the last year's UCL, where we can actually play and get that icon. This is something different, but I would prefer having squad building challenges in the game than not having them, because without squad building challenges, the praise of everything was much cheaper. I had invested in a few cards at that time, and when the icons came, the praise of all those cards, the golds and elites and all, everything went up, and I sold them. Also, I did not do the SBCs, instead I sold them, because I also saw that top transfers event was coming, and I knew it in my heart that there would be a lot of high rated elites, so that is a perfect time to sell. And I sold all of those cards. Of course, they are right now, if I'm to buy them back, some of those cards, it would be definitely a profit for me. For a while I was short of coins, but now finally we have about 50 million coins. It's always nice in this game to have some coins, but of course, when you upgrade your squad, as much as I do, it's always difficult keeping the coins. But yeah, it's smarter to keep the coins and trade and then make a lot of coins and then to do upgrades than to do upgrades and then be out of coins. Not going to train up the skill boost yet, because it's not going to upgrade my overall yet. Guys, perks, I've said this before and I'll say this again. If you play versus attack, these perks are just huge. Okay, I mean, it's just crazy. Now I will have like 250 chemistry. There's a huge, okay, I had 249. No big deal. I can just Swap Petit and Panic, and I would get that one. Thanks for guys. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye, and see you guys later. Well, the video kind of felt incomplete without showing the 250 chem squad. So here it is, guys. We have reached 250 chemistry, and now I will definitely have to make some. This is chemistry view. I'll definitely have to make some squad changes in order for me to reach 270 chemistry. I'll probably have to change Neymar and Yedlin. Maybe I could get Sancho and go 4-1-2-1-2. I will consider the options and see when I upgrade the squad. I'll let you guys know as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye and have fun.